Hi everyone, welcome to your reading for Virgo. In these readings, we're going to take a look at the sober souls, those that are on the path to recovery, and those that want a little bit of guidance as they are moving through on their soul's path. So we're going to use your actual astrology to kind of pay attention to the light and shadow aspects of your sign. And each week we're going to take a little bit deeper dive and go from there. But let's start with your major arcana card. You are the Hermit, which totally makes sense. It makes sense on both the light and the shadow side, because a hermit can stay too long in hermit mode and be obsessive with their thoughts and compulsive with their actions, and that can lead to self-sabotage. Or the Hermit card can come out when it's time for your light to shine pretty bright. And so let's take a look at the cards that I have for you. The cards that I have that lean into your element and your sign are the Rider-Waite-Smith cards, the Nightfall Tarot. We can also utilize the Gratitude Oracle and the Unicorn, the Oracle of the Unicorns. So let's do that. Let's get a message from the Oracle of the Unicorns. And as a reminder, if this message does not resonate with you, just leave it where you found it. If it resonates for you or for somebody that you know, please go ahead and share my video. And as always, I thank you for subscribing. So let's go ahead and get to that message now. Nature. Ground yourself. Find a sanctuary in nature. Connect with the elements. And that makes sense. And I laugh because you're an earth element. And so what my guides really want me to share with you is that ground yourself in earth. So if that means getting out into nature, if that means just taking a walk or going outside or simply just noticing. Like I was on a plane yesterday with my grandson and we looked out the window and he was so expressive about the clouds, the way the clouds looked. And he started asking questions like, what do you think they feel like if we touched them? And it was just beautiful because it was just those quick little moments of being present, being grounded in the moment. So I think that's definitely a direction that Virgos would like to focus on, because it can provide such a calm and peaceful moment for yourself. So let's take a look at the energy that you're in right now and see if we can get a little guidance and use your astrology to see how we can provide some balance to that. So let's take a look. We're going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck first and kind of go from there. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, my bad. Eight of Swords, the Hanged Man. And here you are, the Hermit. So I feel like right now Virgo is in a situation where they are moving forward because they are working on their heart. They're working on the healing that they need to do. And you're being slow and you're being methodical about it. The Knight of Pentacles, he's the only knight, I believe, in the minor arcana that isn't moving. He's just kind of like lost in thought. And that makes sense for a Virgo. You've got the Eight of Swords here, which can sometimes, it really shows me that with the Hanged Man and the Hermit, it's a time of being bound by your thoughts. It's a time of reflecting, and then now it's a time of moving forward. Because if you look at the progression of the Eight of Swords with the Hanged Man and with the Hermit, that's progression. That is you realizing that you don't have to bind yourself by your past. You can be the Hanged Man and take those times of pause. But now, just like I said with the Hermit card at the beginning, when you take that knowledge that you've acquired and you move forward and you share your light with everyone else, that helps you. Because as a Virgo, you like to help others. You like to help everybody on their path, but inward, you kind of tend to possibly sometimes lack in that arena. Like I said, some of your light traits are organized, thoughtful, and grounded. Shadow traits can be overcritical of self and others, anxious, obsessive, emotionally repressed, over self-sacrificing. But the tools that you have that you can use to heal yourself is when you lean into the healing that Virgo likes to do for others. If you lean that inward, which this literally shows moving from your past, that Eight of Swords kind of mentality, taking the time to surrender and pause into yourself. This is literally what I feel right now is pause into yourself. Pause into your traits and your way of being able to go forward. Because above here, I swear it feels like this is light and this is your shadow. So Wheel of Fortune wants you to move forward. It wants you to move forward with healing your heart, but it wants you to be patient and methodical about it. It wants you to know you're going in the right direction, but you just need to take time and heal your heart. That's literally what I hear so loud is heal your heart. So what else can we tell our Virgos about what they're going through right now? I did come up with a mantra for you guys for this week. I am whole even when I'm not perfect. So no matter what the situation is that you're going through, I am whole even when I'm not perfect. Might create a little bit of happiness and joy if you can think that way. So let's take a look at Nightfall Tarot and see if they want to shed any more light on your current energy, because that is what we need to do when we're in recovery, is we need to continue to move forward, but not at like the pace of the Knight of Swords. That tends to be a very kind of fast way of behaving. So let's just take a look. Tower, absolutely. I am always up for a tower moment. So it's possible that you've had a tower moment where you've come to that place where you're like, this is when I want to make a change. This, and it's funny that I put it on the other side of the Wheel of Fortune, because when that tower moment happens, that's when we progressively move forward. That's when we work on ourselves. We work on our hearts. Because this is what you're doing. You're building your foundation. Four of Wands, that is literally what it takes, a tower moment, and then you begin to build on your foundation. I'm looking at my notes here. Because self-sabotage can come when things that you try to control don't come out right. You get those feelings of being overwhelmed, and you may turn to substances, like I said, or allow yourself to be treated poorly. So that's what you're coming out of right now, is allowing yourself to be treated with love and kindness and respecting yourself. Temperance, you are definitely balancing yourself out right now. You are taking your shadow traits and mixing them into the light traits to be able to go forward. That's how the tarot moment happened. That's how your foundation is being brought about. And then it's the Six of Wands. It's a time of celebration for yourself. It is a time when, if you're just diligent in your work, you're diligent with yourself, that it all pays off. It's a day by day, one day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time, work on yourself. And again, don't forget to ask others for help. Because when we don't ask others for help, then we carry all those burdens. And we don't want to carry all those burdens. We don't have to carry all those burdens, especially when we're in recovery. If we use our voice and let it be known that we're on a new journey, that we're on to better things. And a new journey and better things doesn't always mean that it's always going to be light and happy and love. We have to go through the shadows to get to the light. So if you're starting on that new journey, you've had that tower moment, you're working on the foundation, your life is changing slowly but surely. And I say slowly but surely because you have the Page of Pentacles here, and you're working on your heart, you're working on those wounds. That you don't have to sit in the shadows. You don't have to sit bound by your thoughts and bound by being the hanged man. You can come out and you can shine like the hermit that you are. And I don't mean hermit meaning you're staying secluded. I don't feel like that. I feel like your light just really wants to shine right now, and you want to be that bright star that you are. So I love this for you. We're going to go ahead and get a couple more messages from this deck. And I always say I don't know what to call this deck. So if anybody has an idea of what I could name this deck, I got it from Etsy. Another tarot reader that I absolutely adore uses this deck. And it just says, it has a name at the bottom, Marku X. But I haven't named this deck yet. So if you guys want to help me name the deck, that would be great. But the message for you is perseverance and dragonfly spirit. So as you continue on this journey, I want you to persevere. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Awaken your inner bull to give you patience. And this is Taurus. This is me. I'm a Taurus. So I'm telling you to have perseverance. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Awaken your inner bull to give you patience. Dragonfly spirit. Shift your way of thinking and tackle the issue from a different angle. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and just do one gratitude card just to end our time together. And again, each week I'll look up different aspects of your sign and see how we can make you shine. Oh, I'm a poet again. I think I'll look up more about your ruling planet, Mercury, the thought and logic behind your ruling planet. Repose. That does go right with your major arcana card of the Hermit, repose. So just take a moment to look at that card. It's beautiful. Love yourself. Go inward so that your light can shine. This was a really good experience for me. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here, and just enjoy working on yourself and have a great rest of your day.